What's good, YouTube? It's your boy Coach Renosher back at you guys with another sneaker review, unboxing on feet, fam. Let's get it hopping. Alright guys, new silhouette. What's sort of interesting about saying that is we got the same old box. I don't really know why you would do that. New silhouette, give me a new box, let's keep it moving. Having said that, this is a Jordan brand drop, but I feel like this silhouette is something a little bit different for Jordan brand. We'll get into that in a little bit. Fam, in the size 11, the Jordan Why Not ZER0.2. The way they wrote that is, of course, somewhat unique. They spelled out the 0 with a point and then put the numeral 2. The colorway is multicolor / total crimson and sail. Fam, let's check these sneakers out, guys. Alright guys, there's the sneaker itself, the Jordan Why Not ZER0.2, which of course is Russel Westbrook's signature shoe. I'm going to set one of these joints down. So in hand, these things are a little bit unique in the sense that this is the first sneaker that they actually designed specifically for Russel Westbrook. I was talking to one of my buddies and he actually made me aware of the fact that the 01s were created before they actually decided to attach Russell Westbrook's name to the sneaker. So with that in mind, this sneaker was specifically designed for Russell Westbrook, not only to be a continuation of his signature line, but to be the first signature sneaker designed specifically with his foot and his game in mind. And it's definitely different. When I think of the 01s, I think of the original model that had that shroud over the lacing system itself, and it really didn't do a whole ton to tighten the shoe. The lacing system on the 02, we've taken a step back towards more of a traditional sneaker and a traditional lacing system, even though it looks kind of unorthodox because of looking at the shoe and the lines on the shoe, the color blocking, and definitely the patterns on the shoe. While it is unique, it's actually a little bit more of a traditional shoe once you get it on feet. It just throws you off because the lines and everything are so different. When you really look at the shoe, especially this colorway, what I really couldn't help but like sort of be drawn into this shoe was all the different patterns that are going on with the shoe. You've got that sort of smoothed out mud guard, which works its way up to the actual toe, where you have sort of more of a mesh traditional pattern going on with the sneaker, especially for a sneaker at this price point. Definitely more of an affordable drop, especially for Jordan brand. As you really look at the rest of the shoe, all the different colors that really distinguish the shoe from other colors on the shoe are actually not only different colors, but they're really different materials going on with the shoe as well. So after you lace the shoe through the first lace and you work your way up to the second laces, you're actually going to be lacing the shoe through this sort of exterior piece as well, which almost has more of a lower sort of wing tab almost to it feel. The material on it itself definitely gives off sort of a carbon fiber look to the shoe. The upper portion that you actually lace the laces through is brown. It definitely draws the eye to it, especially when you're looking at that front blue portion of the shoe. As you work your way back towards the heel portion, there's a very small black portion in the middle where you have yet another different sort of weave going on to the shoe itself. And then as you work your way back to the heel portion, you have sort of a separate, almost like a wing tab, sort of like the Jordan 1s or the Jordan 4s. It's actually kind of separate from the shoe, and depending on how you lace the shoe, you could kind of give it a little bit more of a loose lace kind of look. There's definitely a raised material to the actual shoe itself. It has a back heel pull on the shoe to actually get it on a little bit easier. On the tongue itself, you have those same spikes. On the right shoe, you've actually got a Jumpman on the tongue. On the left shoe, you'll actually have Russel Westbrook's emblem, which I think is pretty dope. When you look at the actual toe box on the shoe and you look at the actual midsole on that toe box, one of the shoes says Y, the other shoe says not, and it really looks like somebody sort of scratched it into the shoe, almost with like a knife or something like that. Very unique. One of those aspects that I didn't notice on the shoe until I was really looking at them very close in hand. The midsole on this shoe is really funky, and I think is really, aside from all the different colors and materials going on the upper, the midsole is really going to be the distinguishing part about this shoe that really makes it look different and just really gives this shoe overall sort of a futuristic and definitely a unique look to the shoe. It's very pronounced and almost appears to be really raised. There's almost like two separate portions, a front portion and a back heel portion to the shoe. And when you actually flip and look at the outsole of the shoe, to me it really almost has the look of some sort of crazy animal like footprint or something like that, like you would see in the mud or something. Overall, I definitely dig it. I feel like the grip on the bottom of the shoe is really gonna work well whether you're on the court, indoor, outdoor, no matter how you're really trying to use the shoe. And another unique factor, which definitely took me by surprise when I was looking at the shoe for the first time in hand, when you actually look at that back heel portion on the outsole, there's a little tiny square where they actually show you the size tag, the barcode, the color code, all that crazy stuff, which I think is definitely unique. And honestly, the first time I've seen that on a shoe that wasn't on the underside of the tongue or the actual inside of the shoe itself. The actual insole on this shoe is really, really bright. That's where you're going to get that crimson color from, and it definitely pops and sort of stands out because there is sort of two pronounced pieces to the actual insole itself, as that sort of wings tab that I had mentioned before kind of extends back around and almost gives the shoe two separate heels. So it'll be interesting really to see how that feels on feet and how it rubs on that back ankle portion, because I know sometimes that's something that can be problematic with certain shoes and certain silhouettes, and this sneaker actually has two of them, so that'll definitely be something over time to take into consideration to see how it feels. All in all, with the fit, you know, I buy a lot of Kyrie's, which is definitely a narrow shoe that I always suggest sizing up in. These joints I feel like are definitely more spacious than the Kyrie's, not quite as snug as like the PG's are. If you were actually trying to pick up a pair of these things, I would definitely suggest going true to size unless you have really, really, really wide feet, and then I would suggest maybe considering sizing up a half size or something like that. All in all, I really, really like this sneaker. I definitely like the direction of Russel Westbrook's line, and I definitely like that price point. I've seen the pictures of those equality joints, which those look amazing. They definitely remind me of the BHM Kyrie 1s with the pattern that are on those. I kind of really hope that they release those because I think that's a really dope, simple black and white colorway. The Chinese New Year colorway, I've seen those in hand. I think that that colorway actually will be a little bit easier to rock than this colorway, and I definitely dig that colorway. As I said, definitely dig in the direction of the ZER0.2s. It'll be interesting to see if they continue to drop these sort of crazy combinations of colors. I didn't really mention it before, but you do have a hit of red back here on that heel portion, and then that little hit of yellow down here. A lot of times where Jordan brand would throw those hits of carbon fiber on the shank plates and stuff. To me, the shoe itself almost has this weird like abstract art kind of feel when it's in your hand. It's definitely a unique shoe and it's artistic. I would definitely say that. And then one last interesting feature on that back heel portion, on the medial portion of the shoe, there's a little tag that says Jordan brand, why not ZER0.2, the second installment of Russel Westbrook's signature basketball sneaker. And then it lists the colorway name, which I think is really cool, Future History. They only chose to hit you with that on one shoe and not both. It's not just on this colorway. I definitely saw it on that Chinese New Year colorway as well. I think these things are dope. I definitely like the feel of these things on feet. Guys, what do you think about this sneaker? Are you feeling the direction of his signature line, or are the ZER0.2s just not for you? Are you not feeling these at all? Let me know in that comment section down below. Fam, if you are on the fence about these things, let's check them out on feet and see if we can sway your opinion one way or another. Guys, thank you for rocking with my review video. Smash that thumbs up or down button for me. Sub to the channel if you guys haven't yet. Throw me a comment down below, fam, and I definitely will respond. Stay blessed, guys. Peace.